Beyond the Overpass kids are so talented. And so that's another nice Christmas thing. So, yeah. And I think that's about it. Did we talk
I think that might be. We've got a lot coming up. But
yeah. And the Christmas auction is either December 14th, 15th, that area with Terry Penny, on behalf of
I believe so.
Gideon's Helping Hands, which we talked about in the last show. And if you want more information, but that is the charity that Citadel House runs to help the Janeway. And so it's a very special event that's coming up there. So, and now we have my interview.
Yeah.
With Derina Harvey of the Derini. Oh my! I'm so sorry, Derina.
The Derina Harvey Band.
Thank you. And we have that happening. They're released. They have released a single that I recommend everybody check out. Also, they will be touring the province later on, but they haven't said anything yet. Derina Harvey Band. So Derina Harvey on the phone with me. We'll catch everybody next time on Bridges.
Sounds good.
Hello, how are you today?
Wonderful, and yourself?
I'm good now that we have all our technical issues cleared up. It appears that everything is recording and it looks good. So for the audience, we were having some technical deliveries. Gee whiz. It's not just maybe it's not the technology. it could be the user.
Anyway, is usually the first thing that happens to me. Yeah.
Oh, it's frustrating, it should all work, it's very straightforward. Input, output, microphone. It should be but every now and then it goes astray. So I can't operate a remote control, so there's that. Anyway, let's talk about the Derina Harvey Band. You are the the band is named after you. It's your band, I guess. And tell us a little bit about the band, when you formed, and all of that.
Well, the Derina Harvey Band is a 5-piece Celtic rock group. We are all originally from Canada's East Coast. However, we are located in Edmonton. We're based out of Edmonton right now. And how we met, how this group came into being, I'll try and give you a condensed version because this one is a bit of a lengthy answer. But myself and my husband, Steve, we met in 1998 at a music college in Stephenville. We were both taking the same program, Music Industry and Performance, and we met a lot of great friends there that were also doing the music program and also doing the the recording engineering program. One by one, we moved to Edmonton to pursue a music career. And I started playing as a solo artist, just, playing in pubs and clubs around town. Probably it started right as soon as my first maternity check ran out. But and so I've been playing in pubs and clubs for years at this point. And a club owner said, "Hey, Derina, you know what? I've got an opening this weekend, and I would put you on this weekend, but I only hire bands for this weekend. And you got a great voice, but if you had a band, I'd put you on this weekend." And I said, I happen to know a couple of people that could probably learn, 40 tunes by Friday. So we started just for fun. So that was back in, I guess, 2009 maybe. The original members, two of the original members of the band had to move back to Newfoundland. And so at that point, a few other friends stepped in. So Scott Green on the electric guitar. We met him in 1998. He was doing the recording program in Stephenville. And so he stepped in on guitar. My husband, Steve, on drums, Steve Vincent. And Scott Green's longtime friend. They started playing music together when they were, 14 years old. Mr. Edward Smith is on bass guitar. And we put out our first album in 2013. And it started to snowball a little bit, got a lot of attention, and we made a lot of friends or fans, I suppose, with that album, and they kept asking for another album. So we put out another independent album called Rove and Go in 2016. And most recently, the addition to the band was a fiddle player. So we've got Miss Jessica Blemus playing with us, and she is from New Brunswick. So the rest of us are from Newfoundland and Labrador. She's from New Brunswick, so she makes us nice and exotic, right? So we can call ourselves maritime. But,
right.
And so there you go. So we are a 5-piece Celtic rock group, and we are bringing the East Coast stuff to the West.
It's interesting because we think we're a really, really big country, and then you have a East Coast Celtic band going gangbusters out in the West, far, far away, and seems to be. I've been going through your information and looking at what you're doing out there. You've had a lot of successes. I see you're racking up some awards and different things. Best showcase at some. Want to tell us? We're not familiar with the West Coast awards like we are. Like we know Music and L here, right? So
right, of course, yeah. So that particular award, the Best in Showcase, that was for the 2017 Arts Northwest Music Conference. So basically, it's kind of like a boat show, and I'm the boat.
Right.
So you go to these conferences, and there's just so much amazing talent, and everybody who gets a showcase gets, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 12, to show what their performance would be like, and then the room is full of buyers and venues who can bring you to their community. And so we've done showcases like that in Manitoba. Actually, we just got back from a showcase there. Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, and this one, the Best in Showcase, was actually in Tacoma, just outside Seattle, Washington. And most recently, we've also been at a juried showcase in Las Vegas for WA, and also in Orlando, Florida for South Arts. So we're trying to spread around, and bring the music of Newfoundland and Labrador and Celtic music all over the place. We're just trying to spread it around, and it seems to be going over really well. People really seem to connect with it. So people from all over the place are just digging into the Celtic feel of the music that we play. So it's not just for the East Coast, although we love it there too, but it's for everywhere.
I think that's something that I try. We always talk about that to musicians that are coming up in the province, younger musicians in particular, that our music has a universal appeal. And I don't know why. I think music does anyway, but for some reason our brand of Celtic style music has an international. People like it, all over the place, and the U.S., Europe. It does seem to resonate with a lot of people. One of the comments I noticed that was on your website was that the performance itself is also very. In addition to the music being solid and great, there's a lot of commentary about your performance being high energy and powerful, and you being charismatic and all of that. So is that a big part of what you do, the performance end of it?
Well, sorry, yes, absolutely. We want to definitely portray the music in its, going back for a moment there, I think the music it's honest music, right? It's about having a good time with your friends, or it's about, going through something difficult. So the show definitely does have a high energy portion. A lot of the upbeat music that'll get your toe tapping, clapping along. I want you singing along with me. I'll have you, in joining in, and that's something that I think really motivates people to relax and enjoy themselves. They get into the show a little bit, and it takes them away from whatever it is that they're dealing with. And, we try to be funny. I try to be somewhat comical. Sometimes I tell people about what's going on in my life, and they laugh. And sometimes I'm, it's perhaps I'm not so much funny as laughable. Sometimes it's not the same thing. But it's part of the entertainment of the evening for our performance is to make you laugh. I might make you cry too, but I'm going to make you laugh again after that, and then I'm going to send you home. So you'll have a full range of something for everybody in the show. And yeah, we kind of jump around the stage a little bit with the fun tunes, and then we can bring it down quite low and quite quiet. We're a 5-piece band, so we can get pretty fun, pretty loud, and pretty foolish. But then at the same time, we might do a song where everybody leaves the stage and I come off the microphone and I just sing to the room without any PA system. So yeah, I'm loud for sure, even without the microphone.
That might be a Newfoundland thing too. We all grew up without a lot of the tech equipment, and we had to be loud, and everybody talking all at once, right? So we have to make your voice heard. You had to learn to project it across the room. And
well,
that's
also, I also sang in choirs and stuff like that as a child. So having to project across a room, and my parents are also musicians, as is my sister. So we had that musical family band going since I was about 5. And my dad has this big voice, Ron Harvey. He has this big, loud, booming voice. And I thought at a young age, okay, well, I'm supposed to be as loud as him. So I think that contributed to my volume level.
That's probably why we hear why I read the word power a lot. Powerful is that you have a powerful voice, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, especially for Celtic music, because it tends to be, there tends to be often festivals and big crowds, and you need to have some volume. But it's not just volume; it's projecting, getting it over across, this thing at the wall at the other side, right? Choir is a great training ground for any professional singer. Just learning to sing, but also learning to sing with others is always. Do the other members of the band do vocals as well, or is it primarily you?
Absolutely. Yes, we've got 5 members of the band, and 4 of them sing. So the drummer of my husband Steve is the only one who doesn't sing. So Scott, Ed, and Jessica do an amazing job with arranging their harmonies with my lead vocals. And from time to time, depending on what's going on, who knows who might sing a song. But for the most part, they do fantastic harmonies. So.
It's nice, eh? When you have a band, you were solo for a while. You can get a break in there and let someone else take the stage and take some of the workload on stage, and then
yes, it's a bit of a rarity with this format for this band, but it does happen, and it's kind of like a little surprise people weren't expecting, and they just love it. So yeah.
Surprise is always good in a show. I love live music, and it's always good to have a little bit of something that you're not expecting. Now, I want to talk about, you have 2 albums, but you just released a single. I think it's released now because I received a copy, and at the time it was sort of keep this quiet because it's not quite released yet. So I didn't know if I was watching after being released. I think I did see it on Facebook after though. I think I commented on it. But it is wonderful. I have to say, what a beautiful, beautiful song. Where did that come from?
Thank you. Oh, well, thank you very much. Well, the song "The Fallen Man's Daughter" was a song that was born out of a conversation that we had about what songs we'd like to write, what ideas do we have going forward to write for our new album. And one of the ideas was